table.
Everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. This is a happy Thanksgiving episode.
Yes.
You know, when we're talking about being grateful and thankful this Thanksgiving. We appreciate y'all watching.
Yes.
You know, Michaela, tell the people where they can find us at.
You can find us on YouTube. Remember to type in the Hughes Roundtable. If you click on that, and you can see all of our videos and all of our audios of our podcast. And please remember to share. It's very important to share to get the word out, because we want to encourage others as well.
Yes.
And thank y'all. Thank y'all again. This is our 51st episode during Thanksgiving time. You know, our previous episodes, we did episode with Michaela, The Graduate, Lamisha Reinhardt, Frosty Mose, our 26th anniversary, our few past, and a spectacular year. So, y'all, if you would, go back and check those out. You know, at this time, we want to preference this episode with overwhelmed. Overwhelmed in trials and tribulations and the presence of God. We want to discuss that. So we thought it would be fitting to discuss being overwhelmed during the holiday seasons, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's too. With everything you got to do, you're dealing with death in your family, you know, buying gifts, people coming in from out of town, and the world is still moving on, and you're being overwhelmed.
Yes.
That's what we want to discuss at this time during the Thanksgiving holidays. Y'all, I'm excited. We have a lyric alert that we have sung this song in our choir, and we love this song. It is called Thank You, which is fitting with Thanksgiving, by Walter Hawkins. Circa 1990, 29 years ago. The great Hawkins singers, Walter Hawkins, Tremaine Hawkins, Edwin Hawkins. I had an opportunity to meet Edwin when I used to live in Oakland, California. That's where they're from. You know, we ate my Uncle Tommy Neal, and Kat. They took me to their restaurant in Oakland, and I met Edwin Hawkins. It's a beautiful thing. At that time, I didn't know a lot about gospel music, and I didn't even really know who he was. My uncle did, you know. But we love this song.
Yes.
And what does the lyric alert state, Nina?
It says, it could have been me, thank you. Outdoors, thank you. No food, thank you. No clothes, thank you. Or left alone, thank you. Without a friend, thank you. Or just another number, thank you. With a tragic end, thank you. But you didn't see fit to let none of these things be, thank you. 'Cause every day, by your power, thank you. You keep on keeping me, thank you. And I want to say thank you for all you've done for me.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes. Beautiful.
Yes.
It's a beautiful song. I love that song. I believe our church loves to sing that song. It never goes out of style. 29 years ago, Walter Hawkins put that song out, and it is fitting today.
Yes.
And it's applicable today, you know. Once again, happy Thanksgiving. In the time we're living in, when there is not a politeness, wouldn't y'all say?
No, there's not.
Uh-oh. What the world just happened? A considerate consideration, just a modesty in kindness and gentleness. And we thought that during this time of Thanksgiving, where it's in the word, thanks thanksgiving. You're giving thanks for what you appreciate and what you love, and it's a gratitude, wouldn't you think?
Yes.
When you say,
Yeah.
you know, in the time we're living in, just to preface that overwhelming piece on there with there's a lot of things going on in the world, you know,
Yeah.
a lot. There's a lot of trials that people have individually, family, children, marriages, school. There's all kinds of things. And to me, if you keep going, you'll feel the overwhelmness through this video. If I keep saying all of the things that is going on in the world today, people are overwhelmed. People are weary, but don't fret. There is Jesus Christ sitting there waiting with his hand out for you, you know. So with the trials and tribulations, which we know we're going to have, and you're overwhelmed, we're saying that become overwhelmed in the presence of the Lord as you walk through those trials and tribulations. You know, what in the world does being overwhelmed with the presence of the Lord to you mean? And by the way, what are you thankful for, you and Michaela?
I am thankful, number one, that I'm saved.
Okay.
And I'm thankful for you all, the family.
Me and Michaela.
Yes, you and Michaela, that the love that we have,
Yeah.
that you don't see every day.
Yeah.
You know, grateful to have a job,
Yeah.
and thankful to God for the wisdom that he gives for every day.
Yes.
I'm thankful.
Yes. Yes.
Thankful.
And what would you say personally? What is the presence of the Lord, especially when you're going through a tough, weary, trial-based, and it keeps getting overwhelmed every day? You got your job, you got your family life, you got all kinds of things, outside forces that come to overwhelm you, and then you sit in the presence. Explain to the people what the presence of the Lord is when you're overwhelmed.
For me, it is that being human and you're feeling all that, the cares and the weight of the world. But in the presence of God, all of his glory and who he is goes beyond. I'm overwhelmed in him because whatever is happening in life, I can feel more of God than I can of what is going on. And then being in his presence can bring so much peace.
Yes.
And so much comfort that it takes you to a place in him that for a moment you're away from everything that's going on. That's how wonderful and beautiful and pure his presence is. And then that is an energizer that you have been in his presence, and now you go back to where you are in human, because when you're in his presence, you're in the spirit with him.
Yeah.
That's how we're connecting with him. So when you, even though he's omnipresent, he is always everywhere at all times, then you come from the place where you have had that visitation with him, and you go back to the everyday life and overwhelming and busyness of life and everything happening as it is. But you've had that moment to be in his presence that will help you to continue on the journey.
Yes.
That's my being overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And listening to music, praying to him, reading his word. But when it's quiet and it's just you and God,
Yeah.
And it can be amongst other people as well, but
Yes.
it's when it's just you and him, and you can be where others are, like at church, and when praise and worship is going on, you can go into your own place with him and be overwhelmed with his presence. And it's so comforting.
Yes.
Very comforting.
Yes. McKelly?
Okay. I'm thankful for family. I'm thankful for this year. It's just been a good year for me. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for being able to pay my bills on time.
Okay. You said on time.
On time
Wow.
is the key. What else?
Okay.
I'm thankful for my relationship with Jesus. I'm grateful for just how close I feel, and I know that God is with me, and how present he is in how much he showed up and given to me.
Right.
I feel extremely blessed, both materially and spiritually. I feel that God really just be looking out for me.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for all of that. I don't really feel, compared to a lot of people my age, I feel like I've been very blessed. Being overwhelmed by God's presence, to me, just feels like you can rest.
Yes.
I think that for myself, most everything works like, just trying to figure out mentally, how do I deal with this, or everything is kind of like a puzzle or a game of chess.
Yeah.
So like when you're dealing with other people, difficult people, that can be overwhelming. And to know that God is there for you, and that I don't have to figure everything out, or I don't have to have the answers, or I don't have to be burdened by people and their personalities, the things they do or don't say. I don't have to be burdened by myself if I'm willing. I don't have to be burdened by any idea that I face in life, anything that society teaches, anything I have to fight, just any random thing that can, I feel like it's so easy to get down. And I feel like God makes it possible for you to be at peace.
Yeah.
And he just makes things simpler.
Yeah.
And that to me would be how God overwhelms. He takes over my perspective.
Yes.
And he replaces it with his.
Yeah.
So it's just refreshing.
Yeah.
You're at peace. You're at a standstill when everything else doesn't seem very clear.
Yeah.
You're resting.
Yeah. That's true.
It's an escape.
It is an escape.
It's an
It's a
escape.
spiritual
It sure
escape.
is.
Right now,
A
escape.
mental escape.
Yes, yes.
Just to know, like you'll hear at church, like God is, he'll take care of this, and you don't have to worry about it, and it's just that simple, like, and you don't have to think about it anymore. That he's gonna work it out. Of course you still do your part, but
Right.
I don't have to worry. Like I don't have to be afraid of anything, any typical worldly, things that life throws at you, normal things.
Yes.
I don't have to be overwhelmed to the point where I can't live out my life and live out what I'm supposed to do, because I can just give it to God.
I'm so glad, and I'm so glad, and I'm so
So, during this time of Thanksgiving, we all have our individual relationships with Jesus Christ. We do. And we all as a family are very thankful. So when you want to invoke the presence of the Lord in trials and situations, this past week we had we had hard time at work, all three of us, I believe. But with the presence of the Lord, I was so fortunate today. This past week to just get up and go to work. Because I wanted to call off. Because the older you get, you just don't feel like dealing with a lot of nonsense. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Especially when you got a lot of time in on your jobs. You don't feel like dealing with it. You just want to call off. But the Lord said, Michael, get up, do your devotion, do what you normally do to go to work. And he strengthened me. And I was so grateful that he just took over my thought patterns and everything else and pushed me on to go deal with what I had to deal with. And he was glorified in that. Now, one of the things I wanted to say while they were talking about the presence of the Lord, as you walk with Jesus Christ, the presence of the Lord it's called glory. The presence of the Lord, you go into other levels of his presence, you know. It says a perfect love casts out all fear. So the more he loves you, the more the presence is going to rise. And eventually you'll find that in everything you'll be walking in the presence of the Lord. And that's exactly where he wants you. He wants you walking in his presence at all times. And a lot of times it dawns on you because you are the one that has to believe that he's right by your side every day, every second. He's right there in that car with you at all times. He's right there. And then it becomes so real to you that because you learn his presence, if you go to church and if you're a believer, you learn his presence in praise and worship. If your church is like 900 people, 1,000 people like ours is, you'll just feel a wave of his presence going over the whole church. And things are broken, hearts are changed, minds are renewed, people are healed, delivered, and set free. Weariness, you get strengthened, you get refreshed to go on and continue on. You learn as time goes by, you keep walking with the Lord, you learn to take that wherever you go. It is a process because I wasn't like that at first. I had to because I call it each time you learn and each level you go to, I call it a surrendering. Each time. When that presence hits you and you're going to your job or you're going through some stuff with your family or you're going through some stuff with your spouse, with your children, with coworkers, with anything, at the grocery store sitting in line, let me tell y'all.
Yeah. Crazy people in line.
It's all kind of stuff at the grocery store that happen, especially when you don't really have time and you don't have the patience like some people like myself that don't have. The presence of the Lord will just fall on you. Yeah. And in the presence of the Lord is the fullness of joy. Understanding comes. Wisdom comes. Insight comes. There's a lot of things that happens in his presence. And most of the time, the stuff that you don't want to go through or are going through, the presence of the Lord will just fall on you and make you all right with it. He's going to take care of you. So in this Thanksgiving, when you celebrate that, think of that. Think of the overwhelming presence as you're going through these overwhelming trials. God lifts up a standard. Nobody, not even trials and tribulations, will ever get the glory, more glory than the Lord. And let me tell y'all something about what happened to me this week. He did get a lot of glory out of me because of his presence being on me and me getting up going to work that day. Thanksgiving is here.
Yeah.
Lots of food.
Yes.
We don't plan on cooking.
No.
It's some y'all think anything is wrong with that? Let us let us know. Let us know if y'all think anything is wrong with not cooking a Thanksgiving dinner. It's nice, but y'all, we gotta go to work the next day.
Yeah.
We gotta go to work the next day.
I don't think that's right.
It ain't right.
No, it's
there was
not.
a time
It's not.
when you didn't have what we have now to pay for. We went on ahead and didn't go to work. Pre-salvation.
Pre-salvation.
Yeah. yeah.
Take it off.
Yeah. What? Y'all work next day after Thanksgiving? That ain't right. Don't go to work. Don't go to work. But yeah, we're not cooking. We're not cooking nothing. We ordering all our food, y'all. Yeah.
And that's all right.
And that's okay. And
Yeah,
that's
it's
all
fine.
that's all right.
As long as there's mac and cheese.
She like mac and cheese. I want to try these turkey ribs. Y'all ever had them? Let me know. They delicious. I had them one time before. I don't like eating ribs because ain't no meat on. It's a waste of my time because I chew hard
That's
when I
true.
chew, and I need some substance in that meat to chew it. I chew real too hard. I'm surprised I still got teeth. I chew so hard. I can't even chew gum because my head hurt because I chew so hard. But we getting turkey ribs. Tell them the menu we getting, Nina.
But we're getting turkey ribs,
Mac and cheese.
mac and cheese,
Is there collard greens in
Collard
collard
greens.
I
greens.
don't know what else.
And you'll have your preference of a carrot cake and a pound cake. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're gonna get like about 12 slabs of turkey ribs. They are delicious. If you ever had turkey ribs, let me know. Y'all probably didn't know if they existed. Some meat connoisseurs probably do, but they got a lot of meat on them.
More so
And
than
the-
the beef.
Yeah, they got more meat on them than they got
With
the
the
beef.
regular beef, the small beef tips have.
Why y'all ain't getting the pork ribs?
We don't eat pork.
I want to
You know
deal with the
that-
consequences of that.
No.
What, it make your stomach
All
bubble?
swole up.
I haven't had pork ribs in a long time.
I haven't had any in a long time either. I mean, a real long time. I can't go back how far, but I don't want to be all swole up.
Okay, look like she
Yes.
want to eat it right now.
I'm excited. I love Thanksgiving and Christmas because the food is good. That's
So
the
you
reason
getting
to
a
be
pound
thankful.
cake.
Yes.
Excuse me, I'm getting a carrot cake. Nina getting a carrot cake. And we're gonna probably eat on that. We're pretty we don't never stick with the norm. We might eat it Wednesday. And yeah, we might start Wednesday when we order because we gotta get it because the place we're going to is not open Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Yeah. We haven't talked to them to get their permission to tell what it is, but we will. We will. We'll get their permission to share that right there, and we're going to get it, and we're going to just eat on it, and probably won't move for Thanksgiving because we gotta go
We have to work Friday.
Yeah, we gotta go to work.
Thank you for our jobs, Lord. That's what you have to say. In the midst of, we don't want to get up and go on Friday, but thank you for our jobs for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So, from the Hughes family to each and every one of y'all, we hope y'all have a beautiful Thanksgiving, a wonderful Thanksgiving with a lot of unity, a lot of, of fun and enjoyment and everything like that on this Thanksgiving. And we hope that y'all enjoying these videos.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
We hope y'all enjoying these videos. And think about that that lyric alert. Thank you. You know, it's a powerful lyric right there, and it's true today. The very first lyric is is what it says. Tragedies is a commonplace, I believe.
Yes.
You know, and it just goes on and on and on, giving homage to the Lord and thanking the Lord. That song is 10 minutes and 43 seconds long.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. We sung it. I love that even when they start, when they play the note, we sung it in choir, and it is one of the most beautiful. It shuts the whole church down because what it does is it creates a spirit of gratitude.
Yeah, it does.
That automatically, because it gets you thinking. It could have been me left outdoors without no food. Just think about that as you're eating this Thanksgiving with no clothes. It could have been me, man. It could have been me.
Yes.
But it wasn't. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. And he gives you the grace and the mercy to recognize that. And you know what? God is so, he's so marvelous.
He is.
That what he does is he takes you out of darkness, brings you into the light, and he puts you back in darkness. So because you're grateful that it's not you, he allows you to go out and help the homeless, the sick, the shut in, and things of that nature. And there is a lot of businesses and ministries, I should say, that do these types of ministries on Thanksgiving. Doretha Reed is one of them.
Yeah.
Will you say her ministry name? I don't want to mess it up.
Be blessed too.
Be Blessed to Ministries. Yeah. And Nina's going to be working with them, Showers of Love.
Yes.
Yeah. This and where they feed the homeless and all of that.
Yes.
So during this time of Thanksgiving, every single piece of food you put in your mouth, be grateful. Yeah. Be grateful that you got the limbs to pick that fork up and put in your mouth.
Yes.
Because somebody could be feeding you right now. You could be that you done forgot what food tastes like. Yeah. Could be. But God done saw fit to bless you, to clothe you, to feed you. He done saw fit, and by his power, the song goes on to say, and his grace and mercy, he says no. Get up. Yep. And go serve. So once again, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of y'all. I hope y'all enjoy these videos. We're the Hughes family, and we're going to enjoy our Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Michaela, tell the people again how to reach us.
If you are looking for more of our videos, remember you can go to youtube.com, type in the Hughes Roundtable, and there you can see all of our videos and our audios. Yes. Thank you so much for your love and your support.
Yes.
We really do appreciate it, and remember to share this video with someone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, y'all. Take care.